Hello, dear folks. Welcome to the show, Check Chow, with East-West Show with the G&E TV. Well, cross-cultural understanding is always the subject at issue. We see, especially at my position as media man, I notice quite a lot, rather than not, that some of the conflicts, sometimes even fires, are caused by not a big problem, but little misunderstanding of cultures. So the mutual understanding of cultures or understanding among cultures are the key of of certain importance of value of our life. So recently I came across an article written by this wonderful young lady, Miss John Bjornbark, in talking about making a call to among the lawyer communities to make it understood that the cross-cultural fire sometimes can be prevented if we pay attention to the understanding of culture. That's a very, very important call of such a value. That's why I invited her, attorney Bjornbark, to come here to be my guest. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Right. I would like you to make a little introduction about yourself, please, about your title, position, and profession, of course, and other positions of organizations that you're involved with, please.
Sure. I practice immigration law in Los Angeles, California, and my current title is ABA International Section Immigration and Naturalization Committee Steering Committee member, and I am the immediate past California State Bar delegate to ABA House of Delegates. So these are my titles right now.
I see. So you are mostly involved in the area of immigration laws, am I right? Yeah,
Right.
I see. All right, good. Recently, that article written by you that caught my attention, and I found it a very important article with lengthy problems, and you yet laid them down one by one. What is the initial motivation for you to start writing that, addressing that, please?
Well, the motivation is that I interact with the people from different parts of the world as an immigration practitioner. I'm dealing with everybody other than U.S. citizens. So I noticed that there is lots of cultural differences can cause misunderstanding, and also I started to become active in the bar organization since 2003. So I got a chance to interact with the bar leaders at the different levels and folks from different ethnicity background. And also I find out there's some cultural differences, and maybe I can call it cultural misunderstandings. So from my own experience, I believe a lot of disputes or misunderstandings could have been avoided. And as a result, we can have more efficient bar organization, have a better colleague relationship, and have a better attorney-client relationship. And so I just try to get this word out and to let the people notice that, because the society is more diversified, especially in California, and then also in the bar organization within California. And this is something that we need to put on the agenda.
All right, very good. And I'm so glad finally somebody has noticed that, has brought it up to an elevation that it is to the attention from among the immigration attorneys, professionals, to understand sometimes the problem can be caused by the lack of cultural understanding. Right? So any examples, certain examples about how misunderstanding of culture has caused a problem or may cause problems, please?
Okay. I give you one example. For example, the American way of thinking of Western culture is that it is a low context culture, means they're very direct when they talk with you. And then also they want to be very expressive, means they tell you whatever they want. But in the Chinese culture, it's a high context culture. That means Chinese or some other parts of the country, in the Asian country, in Asia, they use few words to express very complicated ideas, means it's implied. Now, and the Americans are more direct, and the Chinese like to be more indirect.
Direct and indirect.
Yeah. I often run into this issue when I prep my clients for the trial in the American courts. And so the American judge will expect the witness to answer yes or no at the witness stand. But the Chinese client feel it's embarrassing to say no. So they kind of beat the bush around it, and before they come up with the answer no. But then the problem is that when they do this, so that gives the jury and the judge the impression that the witness is not reliable. So it's a pity, because these Chinese witnesses, they are honest. But however, because of the cultural differences, they give the other folks, the Americans, the impression that they are dishonest.
They may wrongly express themselves, and the impression might be wrongly made, right?
Well, they are not. They feel kind of embarrassing. They have to explain it sometime before even give you an answer, yes or no. And they feel like, I need to explain more to you, but however, I should have a voice say no.
In other words, to a question that could be answered by yes and no, they always tend to give some explanations about why yes
why
or
no.
why no.
Yeah, they believe if it is too direct, if I don't give you the background information, it can be a face losing to himself,
I see,
or to the judge, or to the other jury. So it's just the cultural differences. I give you one example.
All right. And you also mentioned part of, like, say, on this agenda, contract negotiations. What in the sense of a contract negotiation that reflects the necessity of cultural understanding, please?
Well, it's very important, because there is more trade and the business transaction between U.S. and China right now. It's an art to negotiate a contract. Because the Americans will expect that I'm going to fly to Beijing or Shanghai, say 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I expect to see you at 6. I expect to close the deal the same night or something. But the Chinese, before they sign a contract with you, they want to know whether this person is trustworthy or reliable, or whether I like you. So it just goes against the Chinese tradition, because Chinese will say, okay, fly, come here, have a meal with me, let's go entertainment, karaoke together, and let's drink, alcohol together, right?
Let's get drunk a little bit.
Let's get drunk a little bit to feel how we like each other. So if they do like you, and then they will go to next step, say, we'll talk about the business. Even they talk about business is not like the way the Americans talk about the business.
Well, there is always a way that they say that the Americans, it takes a longer time for the Americans to trust you.
Right.
And once they do forever, for a longer time. And then on the other side, when you talk about Chinese, then Chinese tradition, they can trust you almost right away.
No, that's vice versa. That's
vice versa?
No. That's
the opposite way.
No, opposite way. The American,
okay, explain it, please.
Well, American had the United States is high trust society. So that means you can get a lot of credit cards and here and there, but once you loan your credit, you don't get any loans.
Okay.
So Americans, I talk about the ordinary people. You go there and talk with them. They shake hands. They we're not saying 100% trust in
I
you,
see,
but
I see.
they don't doubt you that much. However, in China, it's a low trust society. So you kind of have to build up the friendship for a while, and people know you better. That's why you have to go through the social entertainment process, because that's give the Chinese party an opportunity to know you, know your personality, because your personality will be revealed in the little details when you eat, when you interact with the other folks. So once they see you are the partner, the likable partner, and they will do business with you.
All right. My dear audience, today, even though we seem to be like running a coffee talk, we exactly are touching a very, very core issue, that is the cultural understanding. Of course, we're not saying which is right, which is wrong. We're just saying the difference is there. Those who realize the difference has a better take. Those who do not, though, have not a better take. So with me, my good friend Chang Brownbark, and the attorney of immigration at law, attorney at law of immigration. Well, let's take a very short moment out, and I believe there's a lot more to find out when we come back.